Ladies and gentlemen, welcome on back to the Great Lakes Esports Fall Minor numero uno, number one for my non-Spanish speakers. My name is Sir Mickey. I'm joined by the lovely as ever. Are you? Yeah, you're over here. I guessed right first try. X-Ray, welcome on in. We just witnessed something on Bind. It was kind of a shutout in the first half. Baker absolutely dominating on the attack there, but a couple rounds were slid through, and then we saw a bit more of a pushback there from Michigan. But unfortunately for the Wolverines, they were not able to cap it, and it was a 13-8 victory for Baker. Baker is here in the semis now. They have worked their way up. They have earned their place. They're going head-to-head against Ohio Northern University, and I'm going to say something that may upset some people just based on internet memes. I'm an Ohio boy, so I'm a little bit biased here. So I apologize to the fans, but I'm sorry. But we're here. We're excited. First map of the I was gonna say of the day, but no, second map of the day. First map of the semis. We got a Haven going up, and that's gonna be Ohio Northern on the attack, followed by Lotus. And if need be, we're going to see Sunset as a tiebreaker. But judging by that first map, I genuinely don't know, because I feel like Baker is a very solid team, but there was some slip-ups here and there. So I say this is anyone's matchup here. But X-Ray, give me your thoughts on the first map. Give me your thoughts on what we think is going to happen here.
Yeah, so Baker, they looked solid in that first match. They're probably, I think, overall the number one team that people are looking out for. They're probably the highest rated out of most teams. They're looking very solid, and like you said, they played very well in that first half. Although I think it's something to be said that they didn't do so well in that second half, and a lot of the individual rounds were very close in between them and Michigan State University. So it's a team that can definitely be beaten. They're not undefeatable, but it's definitely going to take a lot for this Ohio Northern squad to take them out.
Yeah, this is not going to be an easy map for either team here. Ohio worked their way here. They earned their place as well. So it's definitely going to be a battle for sure. I don't see, I don't want to cast or curse it, but I don't see this being a 2-0. But at the same time, we're kind of on a time crunch, but but all in all, Haven. Let's talk about the maps, X-Ray. Haven, in your opinion, give me your thoughts on Haven, because I have mine.
Well, I don't know. I'm not 100% sure, because I've never seen either of these teams individually play on Haven. But what I do know is that it's going to take a lot more for either team to get accustomed to it, because both of these teams are coming off of playing from 2-site maps. And so transitioning to a 3-site map, it's going to be a whole different style of play.
Yeah, and I think we do have players in lobby. I think we're ready to hop on in here momentarily. Hey, we're getting some R's from the players. Yeah, we're good. But whenever we're ready to hop in, I think we're good. So, but yeah, no, back to Haven. Haven is definitely, it's one of those maps that's been in the game since the game started, right? So if you are a team, whether it's collegiate, high school, professional level, if you're a team and you don't know how to play Haven, what are you doing? I mean, just uninstall at this point. You need to know every nook and cranny of this map. It's a 3-site map, like you were saying. It's drastically different from the play style of a lot of other maps. And now Lotus is in the pool, so that's Lotus is in the pool. It's right there. Also a 3-site map, so that could come into play later on in the series. But it's definitely it's gonna be interesting, to say the least, just because those two maps, they have that extra site, and just math, the defenders have to get creative because they don't have enough people to fully cover all 3 sites. So that's when the double controller, double sentinel is going to come into play here. So whether or not we're going to see that from these teams, it's a big question mark, but I'm definitely excited. And I think we're just waiting on one or two more players.
I think one of them crashed.
Yeah, we had a tech issue.
They're just going to be
everything's fine.
And we're getting launched.
All the tech issues today. Everything's fine, X-Ray. We're here.
Hey, we're getting them out in the first minor so that in minor 2 and the major, we don't have any.
Yeah, in October we'll be fine. We'll be fine. November rolls around, we'll be fine. Nope, nope, not a cat. It's a production curse, is what it is. But but all in all, we're having fun. I mean, Great Lakes Collegiate Valorant event today, and this is like Philly was saying, this is the inaugural event for us. This is the first time we're hosting on Twitch, and it's fun times. It's a lot of riveting gameplay, as you can see right here by our faces. But it's been an interesting day so far. Again, Baker pretty dominant in the first half of that bind matchup. I think they ended at 10-2 or something like that, and then Michigan started to gain a little bit of ground, and eventually they were shut down. But it was definitely a fun game to watch. It was pretty back and forth in the second half, I gotta say. Especially it was a bit of a turnaround for Michigan because they were really struggling in that first half. We hopped over to the second half. They got 3-4 in a row, I believe, and then all of a sudden Baker felt they had to pull out that timeout to slow down that momentum, and it ended up working in the end. But it was still Michigan was still putting up a fight. 13-8 again was that score. Baker finds themselves here in the semifinals going up against Ohio Northern. So we still have a lot of gameplay to be had today. And by the way, we still have another series after this. We have at least 2 maps here, Haven and then Lotus, and if needed, Sunset. And then after that, we have the finals. So stay tuned because there's plenty of Valorant to be had. It's going to be fun. It's going to be we're having fun.
Yeah, we have a lot of Valorant still left to play.
Yeah.
We have at least 4 maps, possibly 6 if it goes the distance. So it's definitely going to be exciting.
Yeah, but we are loading in now, and we're going to have Baker College starting off on the defense here on Haven. I think I'm looking at that double controller lineup from Nami and Fate here. Could be interesting. We have a double initiator on the side of ONU varsity. I was unaware that was their varsity team, but fun facts. But the double initiator, I love getting Sova on Haven. I feel like those information gatherers, Sova, KO, almost a necessity on a map like Haven or Lotus with the 3 sites. We're gonna have a double Sova, double Breach here, double Omen as well. Baker's not. Are we gonna see a Neon? Is Baker gonna go duelistless? Is that a word? Duelistless? Are they gonna go with no duelist? Okay, nope. We are gonna have a Neon. Everything's fine, but the Sentinel is gonna be where they vary as well. Different duelists, different Sentinels. I will say, Killjoy versus Cypher is going to be an interesting setup for the Sentinel category here. I mean, they're both it's arguable that they're both very stationary characters, especially with the changes to Cypher back in the day, the changes to Killjoy back in the day. They've become a little bit more stationary. You have to stay within a certain radius to lock down that one area. So, but most commonly, you're going to see those 2 characters on that far C site down long. I think that's where you're going to find the most use out of, especially Cypher with the trap wires and the cages and whatnot. But again, anything could happen. These are collegiate teams. I don't know what's going on half the time. I guarantee that the coaches are just kind of like, okay, and things are happening either way. But I am excited to see some Sova plays here. I'm a bit of a Sova main myself, so I want to see some nasty shock darts from you, Nami and Brondon. Please gimme.
Oh, they have their lineups folder. They're actually cheating right now. They just have the folder out. Yeah, so
we're gonna have Jonas on speed dial. Everything's fine.
Yeah.
Oh man, but yeah, Fall Minor 1. We do have another Fall Minor coming up in, I believe, October 12th is the date for that second minor. So get your team signed up. Remember, mark your calendar. Get some information on that. I believe everything is linked in the Twitch, if I am correct, in the Twitch chat, in the description, all the way down there. So get the information and throw your team in there. If you're a coach, if you're somebody who's just who's just in college and you just like have a bunch of friends, get on the team, man. Throw yourselves in there. There's nothing to lose except for pride. But other than that, we have a major as well, I believe, in November. I'm not 100% sure on the specific date, but again, information for that will be in the Twitch description. So be sure to get all of your info on that and get your teams ready. But I believe we are hopping in game here. I hear footsteps from players. I think we're good. I'm hearing stuff. There we go. Yes, beautiful fly
And right,
through.
right as we get into, I believe we're gonna have a tech pause. I think I saw in chat that someone DC'd again. Um, I'm not sure if that was correct information, but we will see.
That's
Hopefully we can get
fine.
this match started as soon as possible. Because we've been waiting for this for quite a while. We've had a lot of tech issues today. It's been a long day. And we've only played one match of Valorant on stream. We have at least 4 more to go. So hopefully we can start as soon as possible.
Yeah, I was gonna say you could even see a little bit of issues there on the side of the map. We're having some server issues. We're having some player tech issues. The casters, everybody, man, it's fine. Again, like you said, X-Ray, get them all out of the way for this minor. Come October, we'll be absolutely chilling. That's a big old production caster curse right there. Everything's
Yep.
fine. But again, just a reminder, this is the second match of the day. This is the semifinals. It is Baker College Val going up against Ohio Northern University in a best of 3. Your maps are Haven, Lotus, and if needed, we'll head to the decider for Sunset. We'll head to Sunset for the decider. And after that, one of these teams will go even further up the ladder into the grand finals tonight, which is also going to be a best of 3. So stay tuned for that. It's going to be fun. And I think, yes, we are underway. Everything is fine. Tech issues have been resolved. Knock on wood. And out we go. Again, we're going to have Ohio Northern on the attack.
It looks like they're pushing a little bit towards a little bit of a default coming out from Ohio Northern University on the attack. Just picking and prodding at this A site so far. Saw a Sova drone spotting one on the back end of A, the Sova. And it looks like they're playing a little bit slowly, cautiously, as you do on pistol rounds. And we'll see how it goes from here.
Yeah, pistol rounds are... I'm gonna say it. People don't like when I say it, but I'm gonna say it. Pistol rounds are a toss-up. I mean, aside from abilities, you don't really have much to guarantee sights. Pistols do what pistols do, and if you miss your shots, then it's game over. But despite that, ONU is going to be able to get bombed down here on a site. All 10 players still alive, still standing. Information being gathered from both sides. Brondon with a shock dart to deny a little bit of entry here. Unfortunately, no dice on that. As the breach Girthquake comes out here. Quick defuse fake, though. Now we got a party going. Saf getting absolutely bombarded by ladder moves and company. Brondon picks up one. It's a 2 versus 3. Suddenly, oh my goodness gracious. Emp takes one down, passes around. Nami makes it a 1 versus 1, but Brondon, this fellow Sova, picks up a 3-piece to shut it down. ONU capturing the first round with an utter chaotic party on A site.
And you see how quickly the tide switched there from both teams. It looked like Ohio Northern University was going to take it easily after they got the site immediately. They were able to get the plant down, and they were just playing safe. But Baker College, they just took the site back like it was nothing, and they were able to pick off a bunch of Ohio Northern players. But in the end, Ohio Northern just played their utility very well. And they were able to take that round and the very important pistol round in this first game of the series.
Speaking of utility, the early information denied by ONU. No Sova dart for you, but a Sova drone from Brondon, hoping to gather some information. Gets a little bit, and they know Nami's on site. Here comes the rotate, but Fate gets caught between 2 players and a very hard place here. Saf and company still playing the information game, trying to figure out where they want to go, as they are aware of presence on A site, and now a little bit of presence mid, but I think they've cleared it enough to give them some space to push on to B. Ladder moves ready and waiting with a classic in that smoke. Flames and company easily taking site, getting bomb down, but the question is, are they going to be able to put up the post-plant defense they need to?
It looks like 3 players from Baker College, all coming from the mid. Does Ohio Northern know? And one of them gets picked off, ladder moves, picked off there. Now it's a 3v5 they have to retake. It's not looking likely. They don't have the numbers advantage right now. Need to make something happen, but Ohio Northern just playing solid. They're playing tight angles, and it looks like they're gonna come out with the round win here.
Staff and Singularity. Well, I was going to say they had the crossfire, but Singularity repositions there. No time for the defuse. Just like that, ONU picks up the second round, and everyone dies.
Baker College, I mean, I think they need to rethink their strategy a little bit. I mean, it's the first buy round that they're going to be able to do. So we'll see how they're able to play that now that they're able to fully buy. But Ohio Northern, I mean, they are just playing, I don't want to say flawlessly right now because you can always play a little bit better. But they have certainly played those 2 rounds to almost perfection.
Yeah, they're pretty solid. Brondon's 4-0 at the moment, picks up the Bulldog. Flame's going to go with a Vandal. We got some rifles on the board for ONU here, but like you said, Baker, it's their first buy round, so they're going to get full rifles, full shields, all the abilities they can, and look at this. It's a 3-stack down long for Baker. This is an interesting start.
It looks like they were going towards A, so they're going to get caught out here a little bit. They get a pick and they move back. That is huge for Baker College.
That's interesting. They only got the 1 pick and immediately forced off, but it is that jet. That duelist out of the way is definitely going to make your push to site just that much harder. That's your killing agent. You know, that's the duelist, the jet specifically. That's one of those agents that you need in the fight to do the damage and get that information. But so it's going to be that much more difficult for ONU to do that. But Fate is going to take down the initiator there. But oh no, now it's trades across the board. Less than a minute on the clock. Bomb still. I think Spike is going to head towards C site now, but it's a 3 versus 2. Baker has the main advantage. Time on the side of ONU. Spike going to get planted here, but can Singularity and his teammate hold this off flawlessly? Because they're going to need to.
Last player standing.
Oh, and he gets picked off. And Fate, he's able to get that kill. And don't know where the Sova is. They're going to get a free defuse.
Oh, we have a DC. Oh, no.
Oh, that's so unfortunate.
It's very doubtful that they were going to be able to do much in that scenario anyways.
Right.
In 1 versus 3. I mean, it's a little unfortunate. But we are going to take a quick tech pause here just to make sure we're all good for all 10 players. But the first round, or first couple rounds, I should say, could have gone a little bit better for Baker, but they are able to pick up that 3rd round in their way, and that's going to get some more money on the board. Brondon, though, is swimming in money. Scrooge McDuck over here with 5,000 credits. I mean, they're looking still, both teams are looking pretty solid. They made their way to the semis for a reason. You know, they know how to play the game. They know how to play together. They know the strats. They know their weapons. They know their agents. They know the game. So this is not going to be, I seriously doubt this is going to be a one-sided affair, especially on a map like Haven. It's a relatively, for a 3-site map, it's relatively balanced. It's been in the game for so long that as a team, if you don't know your way around this on both attacking and defense, then you probably shouldn't be a team. I mean, it just comes down to that basic information, that basic, corner checking. Once you take site, you hold that post-plant angles. This is not rocket science. This is one of those maps that's been around for so long, every team should know it. So I don't see this being a one-sided affair, even though it is slightly okay, there's no 2 ways about it. It is attacking sided, but it's the fact of switching sides at that half that's going to help that losing team, whoever it may be, to bring it back. Although we could see a 6-6 half. That's entirely possible.
A big proponent of this game as well is also going to be the tech pauses. I mean, if you think about it, it's basically a free timeout. It's a way to turn the tides in basically instantly. And, we try to avoid them as much as possible. But unfortunately, today they've been going on a lot. And we'll see if Ohio Northern is going to be able to use that technical timeout and see if they're able to recoup themselves and win this 4th round after Baker College was able to steal their round.
Yeah, we'll have to see if that tech pause slowed down any momentum on the side of Baker after they caught their first round here, or if ONU is going to go ahead and run away with it here. EMP with a beautiful flash, but unfortunately no capitalization available. Brondon, though, does pick up a beautiful trade, +1. Saf as well. The trades are coming out on both sides. Suddenly it's a 2 versus 2.
And the Sova 4 health and the Killjoy 19 health. They have 23 health combined through both of them. It is going to be very tough for them to win this, but they do have Spike, and it looks like they might have an open sight on B. No one is playing there.
Yeah.
Both Omen and Breach looking to maybe make a flank.
They're separated at the moment, but once they touch at that bottom, that top mid area, then it becomes an issue for ONU. I almost said ONU. It's fine. It's like Oni, right? Onu-chan? I don't know. I'm sorry. But here we go. Like you said, combined 23 HP. The information been gathered. They know where Bond's at. Assuming with that camera, they also know where Omen is. So we'll have to see. But the teleport...
One enemy remaining.
Provides... Oh my goodness. Beautiful entry from Bond and Fate. Fate picks up a third. And just like that, they don't care about the tech pause. Baker gonna go ahead and continue to flow on through here, all tied up 2-2. But again, there's plenty of game to be played.
Yeah, I mean, we have just started, and it feels like we've played an entire game of Valorant already with how things have gone in the match. Omen, big proponent for Baker College right now. Fate 5-2, almost the most kills in this game. Only defeated by Sova, Brandon, with 6 kills. And that round was really just won by Baker in the trades. They just got a little bit ahead in the trades, and in the end, Ohio Northern had less health to win the round with, and Baker College was able to take it.
Yeah, I feel like a map like this, Brandon is definitely doing what they need to do. Nami is there as well. The Sova information is huge on a 3-sided map. What else is huge is the controllers, the Omens here, doing exactly what they need to do. Exhibit A, that paranoia comes up, completely captures Flames. He goes down at the hands of Nami, and that almost clears sight, but they got one up in heaven putting up a fight, but it is going to be enough to get Spike down. No, they're going to actually cancel it. The Hunter's Fury comes out. Fate picks up one. Ladder Moves picks up one from heaven. Bomb is dropped. All of a sudden, the tables have turned. Singularity picks up one, but it's not going to be enough. And Baker College go ahead and bring it back one more time. 3-2. That flipped so quickly. It really, ONU had sight. They had the spike going, but that Hunter's Fury from Nami was all that was needed to completely decimate that attacking side.
Yeah, and all that's needed to change the tide of a round in Valorant is just one well-timed ultimate, especially the Sova ult. If you know where the opponents are, it is so easy to catch them off guard with that ult, and they just proved it in that round. And now, for the first time, they have the lead in this match.
It's all fun and games until that Hunter's Fury comes out. Demon picks up one, gets traded out immediately by Brandon. And that's also something you want to see from that Sova, from that initiator, is that aggression to come out, pick up that trade, not only get that information, but do some damage as well. Now it
looks like Ohio Northern is going to be rotating away. It was looking like a C push, but all 4 of them stacking very heavily on this push. And we might see that come back to bite them if they play it poorly. But right now, only the Cypher is on A. The man you would want on one site, but we'll see if he's able to lock it down for long enough, as they are slowly lurking up A, and they're looking to push.
30 seconds left.
Flames spearheaded the attack here. Ladder Moves up in that nest, exactly where they like to be. A lot of damage done to Singularity, but not enough to put them down quite yet. Brandon, again, gonna go ahead and get that spike down. Now ONU have a better chance at defense here on that post plant, but Ladder Moves takes one down. 3 versus 4. Time is ticking away. Fate catches a flash to the forehead. Despite turning away from it, Nami picks up one. The defense is flooding it now. There we go. Ladder Moves with a beautiful entry from heaven, soaring down like an AC 130. Picks up a third. And there we go. ONU drops yet another round. Baker starting on a bit of a run here now, 4 rounds in a row. ONU, what is happening?
All it takes is one pick, one good shot, and you have the numbers advantage. And they executed that. Baker College executed that in that round. They had the numbers advantage, and they just played it. They double peaked every single angle on that site, and Ohio Northern just was not able to fight against that. And Baker College, they are now looking good. They've gotten into the rhythm in this game, and it's looking like they might run away with it unless Ohio Northern has something to say. We might see a timeout come through if Baker College win this next round.
It's all ifs, ands, or buts here at the moment, but ONU has a chance here. Again, there's still plenty of Haven to be played here, but Fate, with that repositioning, might have just saved his own life there, and there we go. The information has been gathered. Hey, guys, they're pushing the crap out of B site. Come help me. Flames and company, though. Peculiar dash from Flames. Everything is fine. Oh, there we go. The shit, the ultimate, I forgot what Breach's ult's called. I'm sorry, my brain broke, but it's nothing but trades coming out from both sides. Nami and EMP both absolutely decimating each other's teams, and now it's Sap in a 1 versus 3 with a Vandal and a Dream, but no dice. Spike with the defuse, and Baker continue their reign of terror.
I have no idea how Baker College won that round. We saw the breach ult coming out from Ohio Northern, and either they were able to dodge her or they were able to find cover in time. But Baker College, they played that round well enough to win it, and Ohio Northern, they're going to have to go back to the drawing board right now as nothing is working out for them. We'll see if maybe they go more of a default setup. Maybe they push all 5 into one site, but they just need to change something up right now.
Yeah, something's got to change here for ONU. I feel like they keep doing the same thing a couple rounds in a row now. They've gone to B mid, and it just hasn't worked out. And they're playing together pretty okay, and they're taking site. It's just that post plant. Once they get bombed down, they just can't seem to hold their angles properly and lock down that site. And I think that's where the fault really is. But Baker has also just been reading them so well. They have one person on that B site. They read the information, they read that push, relay the information, the rest of the team rotates before ONU can even process what's going on, and then all of a sudden, Baker takes the round again. That's 5 rounds in a row, by the way, from Baker here, but less than a minute on the clock. Ohio's got to get moving here. Ladder moves with the reaction time. Is going to take down Flames, but traded out by Brondon. Soba main has been doing some serious damage. Oh, Demon, you got to check those corners. Emp takes down 2.
Last player standing.
Almost opens up B site, but gets taken down in the process of that fault line. Bond picks up 3 for themselves. Baker College is on a roll.
And they just don't have momentum right now. They're just missing a couple key shots that they should be hitting, and that's really their fault right now. And it's important to note that that was a very big force round from Ohio Northern. They had multiple people on 0 credits after full buying in that round. And so now they're going to have to almost full save in this round in order to just be able to half buy, maybe full buy next round. But this should be a free round for Baker College if they play it well because of how much Ohio Northern is saving.
You would think, but we have seen crazier things, especially on a map like Haven. But Baker College, they do have that operator in hand. So we could see some serious demolition here. But again, you never know. Minute 15 on the clock. EMP again looking to poke this site, but accidentally gets poked in the forehead by the fellow Breach. Shuts down that early information, or shuts down that early push, I should say, and that's going to force one hell of a rotate all the way to A site. All 4 remaining players of Ohio just zipping right on site, and out comes that ultimate that I still can't remember the name of. Flames is on site with the Blade Storm, though, picks up 2. Brondon with a Hunter's Fury to shut down any more aggression from that defense. And just like that, it's a 2 versus 4, and Ohio's got the bomb down.
I should have expected something crazy to happen. The jet knives doing wonders for Ohio Northern. They get the plant down. It's a 2v4. They should be able to execute the numbers advantage. And it looks like they're going to be able to. They get one. But how long can he hold on? It's not enough. And Ohio Northern takes the round on a save. And they're able to stop the bleeding for now.
With a right click from Flames, of all weapons, the right click classic wins them the round. And man, Rolling Thunder, that's what it's called. Rolling Thunder. Oh my goodness, that's the name of Breach's ultimate. Everything's fine. My brain works just fine. 6-3 as ONU is finally going to be able to get another point on the board here. 6 rounds in a row, though, is not where you want to be. But again, there's 3 rounds left in this half. A 6-6 half end is entirely doable for ONU, but they just have to keep playing like they just did. And that is pristine.
But they're fully on site right now, as you can see. Still a 5v5, no one dead yet. But they have C all to themselves, and Baker College going to have to play for retake. They're going quick, however. Almost all of the Ohio Northern players on site. 2 of them right now getting picked off. Everyone from Baker College peeking that angle. They just cannot click the heads fast enough. And the CVAL coming out might close out this round if he can hit the shot. They do end up getting the defuse. And the Breach looks like he's going to be able to run away. Or is he? Yes, he will be able to run away in time. Gets a pick at the very last second. But Baker College securing that round.
Just like that. Baker. They said, no, don't worry about that last round. It was a fluke. We didn't mean to let that happen. Ohio doesn't deserve that 3rd point. And we're going to go ahead and prove it. And that's what they did. With that defuse there, all they needed to do was push that final player back just far enough that all of his abilities would be out of range and there'd be no recovery from that defuse. But just 2 rounds remaining in the half. ONU, a 7-5 half is now their best case scenario. And Ohio, they've got a lot of work to do here, but look at the positioning from Bond. They have no idea. The fault line could really come into play here, especially with Demon on the off angle. Duelist set up beautifully, but Flames suspects it. Somehow doesn't get caught in the fault line. Demon pushes it, and Flames saves the life of Brondon somehow. And just like that, the fellow Silva goes down. Nami, that's going to open up a site, but no push. A quick rotate instead. Saf locking down mid. Utter chaos is unfolding across the map as that Killjoy does get taken down, and suddenly it's a 2-man defense, but the Out of the Shadows could make all the difference, but they were ready for it. Fate, the repositioning has been clutch so far, but it's not going to be enough this time around. 1 versus 4. It's all down to Bond. Bomb has been planted. Quick wallbang on the Flames. Brondon with the repositioning here. Brown's the corner, not ready for EMP to be in that far corner here, but the fellow Breach going to get the best of them. 7-4 ONU starting to fight back.
And that round just happened because Baker College, it looked like they just overheated a little bit. I mean, Ohio Northern just got 2 picks for seemingly free, and Baker College was not able to come back from that. They were not able to defeat the numbers advantage that Ohio Northern had. And just like that, Ohio Northern is back in this, and they're looking to make it a 7-5 half, and they're looking to try and win this game as fast as possible. But Baker College, they have other things to think about that.
The crazy part is ONU is on the attack side, which is, you know, the favored side of a map like Haven or Lotus, the 3 sites. And the fact that Baker College has not only kept up with ONU, but also taken the lead. They shut them down for 6 rounds in a row, and they want to continue to do so. But the fact that ONU hasn't been able to capture the advantage here is a little bit worrisome heading into the second half, because once Baker, you know, they've been so solid on defense, I'm terrified for ONU to see what Baker has in store on that attack when they're actually in the advantage position. But Singularity about to go head-to-head here. Everybody's flashed. Everybody's flashed. No one can see what's going on. Demon somehow takes down EMP in the middle of that chaos.
You should run.
not quite sure what's happening, but it looks like Ohio Northern is looking to take this B site, but they are getting picked off. Bond and Ladder Moves both getting a kill, and now Baker College up 4-2 in numbers, but they're looking to make it even right now. Neon getting killed, and now it's a 1v2. Not out of the realm of possibility for Ohio Northern, but Saf is gonna have to get something going here. Only 13 seconds left. Doesn't even have the spike. Omen, he stopped watching the spike, and he might be able to try and get a plant off, but the rotate coming out from Omen, and Baker College going to make it an 8-4 half.
Switching sides.
And that is just heartbreaking. I mean, a 1 versus 2 is not impossible, but Saf just was not in the position to do so. And it is going to spell an 8th point on the board for Baker, as you said, heading into the second half. Now, we got to give it to Brondon, 12-7 on that Sova EMP, the fellow initiator, 11-9. They're definitely doing what they're supposed to be doing, getting that information, getting that early damage going, but it just... Fate and Bond are just putting up a little bit more numbers-wise on the other side of things, and you got to ask yourself, is the rest of ONU, are they falling a little bit short here, X-Ray?
I mean, I think they're just not quite winning their gunfights. Like, they're very close in the gunfights. If they're just able to build up a little bit of momentum, start winning some of those crucial gunfights in the rounds, they're definitely still able to win this. But Baker College, I mean, they are just handling Ohio Northern very well. And 4v3, they have sight and spike planted. They're gonna play the angle from long onto C. And it's very unlikely for Ohio Northern to win this round. They have to watch the angle and somehow defuse the spike. Only Jet has smokes on their team, or yeah. Only Jet has smokes on their team. Ops not to use one right now. Praying that Breach can hold it, but not able to. And only Killjoy left. Not able to win that round. Baker College played that very well.
Extremely well. They knew all they needed to do was get all their players on one angle, post that bomb up, and you're good to go. But 9-4 is not where you want to be if you're an Ohio player. I mean, this is not feeling good at the half. You know, 5 rounds is not an impossible comeback, but just the numbers is not great right now.
Yeah, Ohio Northern, they need to figure something out. I don't know if they want to take a timeout or something, or if they're just talking it through in these bye rounds, but something is not working for them, and they really need to change something up because Baker College, and there's actually no one from Ohio Northern playing on C. Breach just entering backside right now, and Killjoy also coming there. A great Breach stun though, and he's going to get 3, possibly 4. And everyone from Baker College is almost dead now, except the Cypher, who is lurking up through A. And an amazing Breach util. And the round is almost secured as long as they don't scuff a 1v3.
That's a perfect example of how not to use your Sentinel on a map like this. They put the Killjoy turret in garage and just kind of walked away from it, and it just was not enough to deter that push from Baker, and hopefully ONU is going to learn their lesson here, but at the moment they're still in the numbers favor. 3 versus 1. Ladder moves not where they want to be. A Bulldog to the side of the head with a Guardian from EMP going to go ahead and finish it off. 4K from that Breach. And that's going to go ahead and allow ONU to bring themselves back into this just a little bit.
I mean, with all your extensive knowledge of Valorant, what do you think that Ohio Northern needs to do to come back? I mean, they're 4 rounds down. They just won one. Do you think they just need the momentum, or what do you think is happening right now?
I think it goes back to what you were saying a moment ago about the gunfights. I mean, at this point, you have I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. EMP and Broaden are doing everything right now. Those 2 initiators, they're winning just about every gunfight. Exhibit A was that replay. EMP went off, picked up a 3-piece off that aftershock, then followed it up with a 4K clutch or 4K win to take the round, and there we go. They're listening to us, X-Ray. They're listening to us. Flames, and you want me to win a gunfight? I'll win a gunfight for you. There we go. 9-6. ONU heard us. ONU listened to us, and they are running back into this thing. Just 3 more rounds till a tie. But the question here is, Baker, are they going to allow that to happen?
I mean, Baker College, they just got stunned off rip. Breach just assumed that they were going A, and it was a good assumption because it worked out for them very well. They got a flawless round. I might be wrong on this, but I think that might be the first flawless round we've seen today. I could be very wrong on that. I'm not sure.
I think it's the second. It's the first of this series for sure. But I think it's the second all day today. I think actually Baker did have a flawless round earlier on the bind match against Michigan, but I could be wrong. There was one on bind, but I'm not sure what the team was.
This is exactly what Ohio Northern needs to come back.
Yeah.
And now it's within 3 rounds, and
just do that 4 more times,
doable.
you're golden. Just get a couple more flawless rounds, and you're absolutely golden. But we did have a lot of aggression from Baker going up down that long area, but they got a little bit of information, decided to pull back here. They're going to try to play for this information a little bit longer here. Again, both sides, this is where that Sova information comes in. Is gathering that Sova dart, throwing it into Garage, getting the information. Garage is clear. Let's push through C. But look at this, Singularity and Saf both caught up, watching Garage. Site is completely open for Baker to do what they wish. And just like that, Nami gets bombed down, and suddenly it's a 5 versus 5 retake for ONU.
And both rounds we saw Ohio Northern win just now. They prevented Baker College from holding the site. Baker College is really good at holding site. Once they're able to get the plant down, we'll see if they're able to do it again. A trade coming out, and a 2v2 left, but Baker College, it's a 1v1 now. Is he gonna get caught out? He does, and Baker College stops the bleeding. They get another round, and once again, it is a 4-round game.
And Brondon at EMP still, I mean, Brondon is the second fragger for ONU, and they are literally doubling the next player, which is a duelist. So, again, we can sit here and talk about how nasty these two players are, but you do have to keep in mind, and this is a perfect example, you can go out and get as much damage, as much kills as you want, but if you're not playing with your team hand in hand, ear to ear, and just communicating, that cohesion is what really matters in a game like Valorant. Even in Counter-Strike, Overwatch, you have to be playing with your team or you don't stand a chance. And at the moment, Baker College is just doing that phenomenally.
They certainly are, as it looks like they're lurking up towards A. Sova with the spike, playing alone, but no one looking to peek him, to challenge him. And Cypher lurking up a little bit towards B. Opting to stay there, maybe backing off a little bit. And we'll see how long it takes for them to push up. They're a very quick push team, as we've seen. They push up sites very quickly as Jet.
Ooh.
Very quick gunfight there. Neither player getting damaged, but that could have been disastrous for either one.
Well, that Jet actually did take quite a bit of damage.
Oh, did he?
Flames went down to 30 HP.
Oh, my bad.
That. But Neon didn't take any damage off that.
30
so
seconds
that
left.
is very good for ONU that Jet is, or excuse me, very good for Baker that Duelist is that much closer to being out of the game. Look at Demon. Look at Demon, ready for the ping, ready for the Sova dart. Nami's ready for it too. Everybody's ready for it. I don't think it's gonna come. Is it gonna come? 3, 2, 1. Oh, look at that! Brondon setting up for it. I guessed wrong on the timing, but okay. All right. Well, that's what we. That's not what you wanted there, but anyways, now back to covering angles here. Nami and company putting them down. One soaring out of heaven, gonna land on top of a bullet from that Omen, and suddenly, man, before you blink, Baker College shuts down that retake. 11-6 now. 2 more on the board for Baker, and they will seal the deal, and we'll head over to Lotus. But ONU, they're going to put up more of a fight. They have to in order for that to not happen. They need to tie this up, and they need to do it within the next couple rounds, or this series is not going to go the way they want.
And I just think it's crazy that Baker College, they knew where that Sova dart was going to land. They knew that it was coming. Unfortunately, Sova dart from Brondon did not land, but they knew that it was coming. And that's crazy to me, that they're able to predict what Ohio Northern is doing before they're even doing it as they execute this site. And it looks like they're going to plant, actually maybe opting out of planting there, realize they don't have the site fully. Maybe it was a little bit dangerous. They rotate through garage. Sova dart checking, or not Sova dart, excuse me, Sova drone checking garage. Looks to be fully clear, but they do go back, maybe rotating towards A, it looks like. And they're looking to play slowly. Still a minute on the clock. They have plenty of time.
Yeah, you start to see as you go further and further up into the skill level with these competitive teams, you start to see players play teams in general play a lot slower. They play for that information, they play for time, and so far Baker has done that really well. Even on the attack side, they've only given up a handful of integral gunfights in order to get the timing on their side, but the Palpatine fingers from Demon not going to come to fruition. EMP gonna pick one up as well. Suddenly, Spike has been dropped long. Nami is able to recover it. Can he get out of the bubble, though? Barely with his life. EMP picks up one through the smoke. Even things out a little bit, but 10 seconds left on the clock. There's no time to get on site and plant. They have to get these picks, but ONU, I think, is gonna go ahead and pick up this round, finally getting that 7th point on the board as they were beautifully able to keep Baker off of that angle just long enough for ONU to seal that deal.
Yeah, they just held the angle. They knew that Baker College didn't have any util to block them from holding the angle, and they were able to execute that and take the round from Baker College, who had so much momentum. I mean, they had 2 rounds in a row, and with a team like Baker College, you never want them to have 2 rounds in a row or any momentum of any sort. But they were able to get it. It is 7-11 right now. And Baker College, they're looking to take this first game of the series.
Well, back to those tech issues. I think we're good. Yeah, we're okay. We're okay. Everything's fine. Everything is totally fine. Baker College, again, 11-7 ONU, able to steal the deal in that last round. But the question is, are they able to keep up that momentum? Less than a minute on the clock here. Baker looking to be focused towards a site with a lot of pings on the map. Fault line, hopefully to provide entry. Demon living up to the name. Are they going to pick one up? Yes, one. The follow-up is there from Fate. The site is covered in blue balls from Omen, and it's going to allow lockdown of that site. Spike planted, and now it's a 3-person retake for ONU. Not where you want to be with a 2-man disadvantage.
And yeah, you just cannot give Baker College the numbers advantage because they will win that round every single time. And we'll see if I caster curse them on this round because of it. But it's not looking likely. We get a trade coming out, and the Omen and the Killjoy fall. And Baker College are now 1 round from going up 1-0 in the series, and they're looking to close it out early.
Just like that, match point. I mean, now that we have the scoreboard up, if we look at that 6 rounds in a row from Baker in that first half, and then they put up a little bit of a fight towards it, and then it's kind of been a back and forth, a bit of tug of war in the last couple rounds. But I mean, ONU, they got to step it up here. Flames is going to go with a hero operator instead of potentially buying the other 2 players on the team who are going for sheriffs. But you never know. It's all about the strats, so we could... Flames might know something that we don't, and it looks like they do. Picks up ladder moves. That Cypher, that information gather, that Sentinel is going to be out of the round. Makes it that much harder for the post-plant defense, but Nami with the Aldrone not going to spot EMP or Saf sitting up on site. EMP goes down, Saf absolutely whoop-de-wop, loop-de-looped and pool. Tie your shoes, bud. You tripped over and died. And just like that, ONU is in a 2 versus 3 retake. Baker taking site almost with ease. Demon, 7 bullets. Unfortunately, only needs 1 to miss. Brondon is on that flank. They are aware. They have to be aware of Brondon's positioning, but they're not watching it. Okay, there we go. There we go. Everything's fine. Everything's fine. Brondon and Flames working in tandem to push us further into this game. Match point does not come into, well, it does come into effect. We're on match point. That's, that's fine. But ONU is not going to let this end.
I don't know if this is an effect in Valorant as well. I only know that it's a thing in Rocket League. But when you're like 12-7 or something, when you're 1 round away from winning, does it get to your head that you're close to winning? And do you start to play a little bit shaky? Do you start to play a little bit nervous? Because it looked like to me for Baker College in that round that they didn't execute the site as fast as the previous rounds, and they just double-checked their angles a little bit too much. And Ohio Northern was just able to capitalize on the timidness from Baker College.
Well, I think Nami, the Sober for Baker, Nami's Aldrone just didn't have enough range on it to clear that mid box, and that's where the 2 defenders were sitting. So I think them being undetected and putting up a little bit of a fight gave ONU just enough time to rotate and get the job done. So it does come down to timing, and like you were saying, the mental game is huge. People underestimate. You get a lot of people that don't realize the mental toll that these games take on, and we might see a 3rd map tonight, whether it's in this series or the next series. By that even the 2nd map, you're kind of exhausted, if not physically, mentally, just from the strats, from the 1v1s, from the this and that. This game is very taxing on the brain, and we're starting to see that a little bit from Baker. Well, really from both sides.
However, they are executing the site right now. They have the site, they have the plant down. Saf getting picked off by Fate. And now Flames, he's pushing into the site. Getting double peeked right now, and he gets killed. Now a 5v3, 5v2, Emp getting murdered. And now,
oh man,
the Omen, he has to 1v5 right now. And flawless round to end off this map. Haven, it goes to Baker College.
Baker College, that's the 2nd match they've won today in the same fashion, 13-8. After, the first match on Bind, they got a little bit they had a little bit of a roll going on that first map in Bind. That time, they got rolled a little bit on the first half. And so, how the tables turn, as a wise man once said, but they were able to shut it down. Baker feeling good. Ohio, not so much. 1-0 in the series in the favor of Baker. We do still have one more matchup. But X-Ray, any final thoughts before we send it off for a quick break?
I don't have any final thoughts, but I do have a score update. Columbia College, we will be seeing them in the grand final. They won their first map 13-2, and then their second map 13-4 against Eastern Michigan University.
Oh, man.
Insane numbers from Columbia College. Whoever wins this next 2 maps, potentially one, we will be seeing them go up against Columbia College.
That's some dominance with a combined 6 rounds from the losing team. That is unfortunate for that side. But like you said, whoever takes this series is going to go up against Columbia. And, the numbers right here shows you, the whole game, if we look at the side of ONU, we look at the kills, 20, 18, 11, 6, 5. Not exactly what you want to be seeing in terms of teamwork, in terms of that kill distribution. But on Baker, 22, 18, 15, 12, 11, a lot closer. Even the Sentinel was getting down and dirty, getting some information, getting some damage done. You got to give it to ladder moves. You got to give it to Nami. They were just doing exactly what that initiator and exactly what that Sentinel was designed to do, holding down those areas, gathering that information, getting some early pick damage, doing whatever they had to do to secure that victory, and it worked for Baker. So GG's on that. But again, before we send it off here, we are going to go ahead and send it off here, but when we come back, we are going to see map number 2, Lotus, which could end up being a very similar outcome due to the fact that it is very similar to Haven in the fact that it has 3 sites. So depending, but that it is going to be a little bit different this time around. Baker is going to be starting on attack. So we could be seeing a repeat of Bind. We could be seeing a repeat. Well, it's, kind of the same outcome for the last map as well. But you never know. You really never know, especially us Ohio kids. We're a little weird with it. So you never know. It could be a 13-0. It could be a double overtime. We really have no idea what's going to happen here. I just caster cursed it. It's going to be just a standard game. It's fine. But we could see a third map here. But that's neither here nor there. When we come back, we're going to see Lotus starting off Baker on the attack. So sit tight or go get some popcorn, get some water, hydrate or dihydrate, and we'll see you guys in just a few moments. And we're back, just like that. I hope you got some good snacks, X-Ray, because we got a movie going. The first map in the way of Baker. Again, this is the semifinals, best of 3. We're heading into Lotus here momentarily, but before we do, just a quick recap. 2 13-8s in a row for Baker. If that doesn't show you that they deserve their spot here, I don't know what does. They're looking great so far. They have yet to drop a map, but on the other side of things, on the offline bracket, Columbia is also looking pretty strong, and whoever ends up winning this series, whether it be Baker or Ohio Northern, is going to go head-to-head with Columbia in the grand finals later tonight. But before we get into all of that, again, Haven 13-8 in favor of Baker. Now we're headed to Lotus, another 3-site map. Who's picking these things, man? I'm like, I would be so upset if I was playing 2 3-site maps in a row. But if needed, we will be headed to Sunset. But at the moment, with the way Baker's playing, I don't think we're going to need that third map. That's just me, though.
Yeah, I mean, Baker are just the 13-8 merchants right now. They're 13-8 everyone. We might see another 13-8 here. Who knows? I mean, at this rate. But we can talk about Columbia for a second, because Columbia 13-2, 13-4 against Eastern Michigan. To do that in the semifinals of the Great Lakes Esports Collegiate Valorant, the first ever minor that we put on in the semifinals, 13-2, 13-4, that is very impressive.
That's dominance at its finest. I mean, that's a combined 26-6. I mean,
Yeah.
that can't feel good for Michigan. But GG, we'll see you next time. We are going to be having another minor event in October. So if you want to get involved in that, all the information will be in the description of our Twitch channel. But that is neither here nor there. The action is actually right here, as we are, for the first time today, going to see a Fade hop on board. We're going to get EMP back on that Raze. Flames is going to go ahead and switch it up, go from that Duelist onto Breach, that Initiator. We're going to see Singularity again on Omen. We're going to see a Sky hopping on board. There's only... yeah, just one or two. Yeah, no, there's two. Okay, there's a double Breach and a double Omen set up here from ONU and Baker, and I gotta say, I love watching those two characters play. It's just blue balls and yellow flashes everywhere, and it's just great. It's fun. It's a fun time. But ONU has a score to settle after getting 13-8'd on that first map. On Haven, they're looking for a bit of vengeance here. The question, X-Ray, what are they going to have to do to get that revenge?
I mean, they've had probably a little less than 4, maybe 5 minutes to mentally reset, to recoup themselves, maybe go over some strategies on how to try and beat this Baker College team. But I think it's really about just keeping the sites that they're defending, because Baker College, they just attack and attack and attack, and they're so quick with being able to execute a site that Ohio Northern just isn't able to keep up their pace. And we saw a couple times where the Breach was able to react in time. He got that amazing play, the stun on 4 Baker College players. And they were able to take that, but we see some action right now. Saf, excuse me, getting killed, and now it looks like they're going to execute on C.
One enemy remaining.
C is one of those sites where if you can't penetrate, you get absolutely obliterated. But in this case, specifically, Baker is definitely able to penetrate that. What just happened? Did my brain break or Okay. All right, Baker. Okay, Baker College. Gonna go ahead and solidify that first round. All right, I'm still kind of processing that.
Hey, Cypher's coming out strong though. The Sentinel of Baker College, 3 kills in the first round. You know, I don't want to jinx it, but maybe we can see ladder moves top of the leaderboard. It's possible. But we do see Baker College looking to default right now. And Ohio Northern, they're not peeking anything. They're just playing angles right now.
Yeah.
Waiting for Baker College to peek them.
And we were talking about this earlier, the slow plays, especially in these pistol rounds. You can play pistol rounds one of two ways. Either rush in and just do what you got to do to take the round, or you play nice and slow, gather the information, and ensure those points on the board. But ladder moves picks up kill 4 and 5. You're a Sentinel, Chief. Sit still. Do your job. I'm kidding. Get those kills. Do that damage, buddy. I believe in you. But less than a minute on the clock now. Baker down 1. ONU down 2 players. But Bond going to go ahead and get like planted here all the way at C site. And the rotate is already in motion for Ohio. They have 3 coming from that short angle. Might get a bit crowded here. But it's all about timing. The paranoia comes out, forces that push off just a little bit. Plays a little bit more time in ONU's favor. Or excuse me, in Baker's favor. As Fate is going to be the sole peeker on this angle. Picks up 1. Bond with the assist. Other way around. Bond picks up 1. Fate with the assist. Numbers are fine. Paint shell's coming out. Fate doesn't care. Doesn't even touch the toes. Here comes Demon. Hoping to live up to the name. And they do. Beautiful Bulldog Slider Rooney. My goodness, Baker is definitely on one coming into Lotus. They're getting super aggressive, and I love it.
Baker certainly started this game better than they started the last one. Started last game 0-2, I believe. This time, they're not going to have that slow of a start. And we see in the replay how Ladder Moves got his first 2 kills, killing the Breach and the Fade. Unfortunately, not able to kill Omen. But those first 2 kills were very crucial to the win that Baker College were able to get there, and possibly even caused a rotate from Ohio Northern, thinking that they were going to execute on A. But it does look like we have a pause. I'm not sure what's going on. I haven't kept up with all of the information, but looks like we might have a tech pause on our hands.
I think.
Yeah, there's another crash, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. You know, you do have to take into account that a lot of these players are, you know, these are college teams. A lot of these players are playing either in their dorm or at a team facility. So a lot of shared internet is going on right now. So it's to be expected, but unfortunately, Flames' toaster just can't keep up. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I love you, Flames. You're phenomenal. Tell your internet I'm sorry, but no. All in all, I mean, Ohio has put up a fight in that first round, in that first half on Haven. We saw that they're capable of playing as a team. They just have to find their groove, and I think it's entirely possible that we do see a bit more of a back and forth on this map. But so far, it's been pretty much in the favor of Baker at the moment. But again, we still have plenty of Lotus to be had. It's only the first 2 rounds, arguably both pistol rounds. So heading into the 3rd round, we'll hopefully get some more rifles on the board, which it looks like we are gonna see some rifles coming up from both sides here. What is happening right here? Is this just a bunch of Twitch can't see it, but it looks like it's a bunch of bears just worshiping a lotus flower, and I'm kind of here for it. There it is.
There we go.
I kind of love it. They're just shark bait, hoo ha ha, and I really I'm into it.
I've never seen this part of Lotus before, so it's very interesting to see.
No, leave it to observers, man. Leave it to the observers.
Yeah.
To find these little hidden stuff. I'm pretty sure someone's got a YouTube channel of all the hidden stuff throughout every Valorant map, but Speaking of Observer, shout out to Landis. Landis has absolutely been killing it on the Observer side today. We got our man Nick on the production side, and just a huge shout out to everybody, tournament organizers, our casters earlier, Philly and Josh. Everyone's been killing it, and we've been doing what we can with the the tech issues, but it looks like for the most part, aside from Flames' toaster router, we look like we've been pretty lucky in the last game or two with the issues. But hopefully, like you said, X-Ray, well, hopefully we get them all out of the way for this event. That way, in October for the Fall Minor 2.
Yeah, well,
we are still recruiting teams for that. So if you're interested in that, go ahead and sign up, get your team involved, and we'll see you there. But yeah.
Well, I was about to say it looks like we're getting into it very shortly, but someone's audio cut out or something, so they have to fix that.
Oh no!
But now it looks like both teams are ready, and we're going to get back into the game very shortly. Baker College, just to recap in case you weren't watching 5 minutes ago, Baker College was able to win the pistol round, and they were able to capitalize off of the force, and they are now 2-0 in the game and 1-0 in the series, and it's looking a little bit desperate for Ohio Northern, who need to get something going.
Off of the force, my brain went straight to Star Wars. You said off of the, you meant force by, I'm assuming. But...
yeah.
Oh man.
My bad. Should have specified by.
No, I mean, it's my brain doing a thing, but it's fine. But look at the aggression here again from Baker. They're getting super aggressive, super pushy up onto A site, and just like that, they have it essentially locked down. They just need to get presence up in heaven to ensure that that retake doesn't come into play, but it doesn't actually matter for them. They got bomb planted. They're going to go ahead and back off, hold that off angle. As long as they cover the flank and mid, I think they're going to be pretty golden in terms of territory here. But a quick trade from the Omens here. Ladder moves coming in from that side flank. Hopefully going to get one down. Mid teleport singularity gets taken out just like that. 2 versus 2.
Player standing.
Bond gets his head ripped off. It's all up to ladder moves with the Sheriff in a dream, but no dice. Saf puts him down with a wicked 2-piece. And just like that, ONU going to go ahead and get their first on the board.
It's crazy to me how Baker College plays, because they play so aggressive and they take the site with relative ease every time, and they're just able to get every single part of the site clear. And it feels like half of the time they're giving up everything on site to play an angle, and I don't necessarily know if they should be doing that. Like maybe keep 1 or 2 on site to hold some like angles that Ohio Northern might be playing from. But that's how they were able to win that round, is that they were able to take the site for completely free, because everyone on Baker College was playing an angle, and Ohio Northern, they just double peaked everything, and it worked out for them. They won their gunfights.
That's exactly what we were talking about on the previous map, how ONU just needs to win those gunfights, and it seems like they may have listened to that feedback, but we'll have to see. We'll have to see if they really listened, or if that might have just been a fluke. It's Ohio, you never know. But Demon getting aggressive towards B. We haven't seen very much presence towards B. Breaking that door open, the Killjoy turret goes down, but the paint shells from Raze is going to force him off one more time. Brondon is doing a pretty good job of holding that angle so far, just making sure that no one slips on through to B site. But it does look like Baker's going to refocus their efforts towards A site. Nobody available in tree room, and just like that, Baker slides on through, solidifies their hold on A, gets bombed down, and ONU just lets it happen. I mean, a lot of pistols on the side of ONU, so it's to be expected. But ONU got to find a way to close the gaps on the defense here.
Baker College, they're playing on site this time. Nami gets flames, and we're seeing a bunch of picks coming out, but Baker College on top right now. 4 versus 3, a trade coming out, and now a 3 versus 1. I don't know that this is entirely possible. Ladder moves. You seem to have bought an op. I didn't even notice.
I didn't notice until he got the first pick, and the second. There we go.
There we go.
Picks up 2, wins the round, and saves the op. That's exactly what you want in that scenario. Just play time. Don't get too involved if you don't have to. Keep that money on the board.
Look at this. Ladder moves with 8 kills. He has 2 kills per round right now. The Sentinel, you wouldn't expect them to have the most kills, but ladder moves, he's proving why he's on this roster, and he is playing out of his mind right now.
Absolutely. I mean, 5 kills in the first 2 rounds, ladder moves, and those are pistol rounds. Just so we're clear, a Sentinel is pistoling, getting 5 kills in the first 2 rounds. I mean, that's nothing to shy at. But look at this, an open C site, a completely open C site. I don't even think there's any killjoy utility here. What is going on, Ohio? Come on, get your skibbity riz up, boys. Focus up, lock in. You gotta be a little bit more tight on these. It looks like so far ONU just likes to jumble towards that mid area and then rotate as needed, and so far it's only worked once. You gotta start changing up the game plan here.
It seems to me that they just think they can play retake, and they might be able to, but with those 2 picks from Demon, with those 2 kills from Demon, it's not looking likely. Now a 3v2. They might try to execute numbers here. Raze rotating through spawn. Neon holding that angle. The nade not doing a whole lot, but Demon gets Emp. And now it's a 3 versus 1. Brandon able to get the pick, the gunfight win on Neon. But he has to win 2 more and quickly.
I did not know that was a lineup for that. I'm gonna use that. But Brandon, unfortunately, the timing was not on their side. The operator in hands of ladder moves is just detrimental right now. Baker not letting a single gap present itself for Ohio. I mean, again, we're only in the first half. We're in the first half of the first half. Let's be honest here. There's plenty of room for Ohio to bring this back, but they got to start playing a little bit more spread out here. I feel like now we're starting, if we look at the minimap now, we're starting to see a little bit more of some fluidity, a little bit more of the team spreading out and holding these angles a little bit more. But in the last couple of rounds, we see a lot of focus towards that mid, and they just rotate as necessary, and it hasn't worked out the way they wanted to. So I think now changing their gameplay up just a little bit is going to be a little bit beneficial. But a lot of aggression from Ohio towards this A site, pushing in towards the attacker's spawn. Will that be enough?
Ohio Northern, they are on a save round right now. We saw them beat Baker College on a save round in the last game, but we'll see if they're able to replicate that success in this game, as they are slowly lurking up C. Omen, he seems to be playing on C this time. They have at least 1 person on C, but look at everyone else on Ohio Northern. They're on the other side of the map. And right now, all 5 players lurking up C. Omen is the only one on C. Everyone else on the other side of the map, and Omen, Singularity gets taken out. Now the site is entirely free for Baker College. Raze rotating through the back of the site, but she's the only one there right now. And Baker College once again gets the site for entirely free.
I don't know what's going. I mean, it's to be argued that, you know, Ohio wants to kind of give up this round. Maybe it would be one hell of a thrifty if they made it work. But they were rocking all pistols. EMP with a beautiful showstopper. But is it going to be enough? It clears sight for now. Gives them time to get Spike defused, but they have the lineup from Bond and from ladder moves again with an operator. Absolutely dominant. Baker College not gonna give Ohio an inch here.
Yeah, and Baker College is just popping off right now. Like you said, they're not giving a single inch, not even a millimeter, to Ohio Northern right now. And Ohio Northern, it almost feels lost right now. They need to get something going in their favor, whether it's momentum, whether it's just winning their gunfights. They need to figure something out right now because everything is in Baker College's favor.
Yeah, I mean, guns, money, the aggression, Demon taking down Fade early on, gets traded out though. It's a bit of a standstill here, stalemate if you will, down A. And out comes the information from Baker that Neural Threat from ladder moves going to present everything they need to go ahead and push into A, or decide that they don't want to because of the 3-stack that's going on up in heaven. But I think, yeah, they're going to go ahead and commit to it. No! Here we go, the Rolling Thunder pushes them off. Fate somehow picks up a second. Ladder moves, continuing his reign of dominance with that operator, and it's all up to Saf in a 1 versus 4. Beautiful headshot to Fate. Barely doesn't escape the fault line there. They have time to get the kills and defuse, but that's exactly what they have to do. They have to get all 3 of these kills and get the defuse. So they're going to have to play their time very diligently here. And we've seen how good Baker is at wasting time, at playing with the numbers here. 3 versus 1, it doesn't even matter. Ladder moves, once again, showing the brilliance behind the point and click of the operator. Ladder moves is currently 12-2.
I mean, I don't even know if Ladder Moves has missed a shot with the op yet.
I think it'd be in your favor to bet that they haven't. I mean, 1 assist even. I mean, it is, and I'm pretty sure that was one of the pistol rounds. I mean, Ladder Moves, this player is just absolutely nuts right now. I am in awe, and it's very unfortunate that that ONU, I almost said OSU, close, that ONU has to look at the scoreboard and see that at the moment. 6-1 is not where you want to be in this half. If they want this half to end even possibly in their favor, it's going to be a tie game at the half, and that is best case scenario for ONU. Worst case is 11-1.
I mean, Baker College, they're looking to make it 11-1 right now, and they're on track to do so with how many rounds they're winning in a row, with the momentum that they have. And Singularity falls to Demon, and a 4v3 forms for Baker College. They always seem to get in these positions, and they never give it up. When they do, the spike is perfectly planted for all of the Baker College members. And now Bond. That might be a great fault line. We'll see. No one peeking in the end. Now Saf gets picked off by Demon, who gets 2. Excuse me, it was Nami that got Brondon. Now a 2v1. Not gonna have time. And it is going to be 7-1.
But they're going to get that exit pick. There's no way EMP gets out of this situation. Nope. Especially walking around with the back turned towards Fate, completely unaware. There was so much going on there that, you know, that was just unfortunate timing for EMP. Just had no information whatsoever. And Baker is happy about that. 7-1, 5 of which have been in a row. ONU has shown us that they know how to shut this team down. They know what to do. They just need to figure out how to do it again. They have rifles this time, so hopefully they're able to do something here to seal the deal. At least get, you know, best case scenario for Ohio at this point is a 7-5 half, and even then they're gonna have to work their tail ends off to ensure that. But oh my goodness! Oh wait, Singularity! No, only picks up 1. Flames has disconnected once again, but it might not even come into play here. Baker might not even need that extra player. Or no, never mind. That's Ohio. They are going to need that extra player. It's a 2 versus 4. This is just unfortunate for Ohio Northern at the moment. They are just not having a good time already, just in the fact of the rounds and the gunfights, and now they're down a player in the middle of a round, and it's just not what you want to see. 7-1. This is not where you want to be if you're an Ohio player or fan.
It was looking so good for Ohio too. They had that angle that Baker just did not check, but the spray pattern did not go their way, and they weren't able to capitalize on it. Now Ladder Moves gets the fade, and he is popping off. I'll tell you that. 1 health left. That's all he needs. And they get another round, 8-1. And we're going to have another tech pause to get Flames back in the game. Looks like we might have another PC crash. We've been having a lot of those today. But maybe this is a chance for them to reset their mental.
Yeah, while this tech pause is going on, you know, maybe figure out what you can do a little bit differently. I know on LAN that a lot of times tech pauses, you're actually not permitted to talk strategy during those pauses, but it might be a little different in this case just because it's not a LAN, you know. But we look, we're not there. We can't enforce anything, so you shouldn't. But
Who's really enforcing it, you know?
what even is the law? I mean, what is what? I don't know what's going on. But at the moment, scoreline not what you want to see for Ohio Northern. 8-1. It's not looking good. It's not looking good. Their best case scenario just keeps dropping, and it's just not fun to watch. I mean, it's very fun to watch, but it's not fun to watch if you're rooting for Ohio, which unfortunately. So I'm not from Ohio anymore. I actually lied earlier. I'm from wherever Baker College is. I will, we can do the research on that one later. Look at that elephant. Can we get in game real quick? I just want to see this elephant. I want the Twitch chat to see this adorable elephant with a beret. Is he a military elephant? He's got bullets on the belt. Is that an ear piercing I see? What is going on? This man
Landis
is ready
always
to go to
finds a
war.
way to find the best Easter eggs on these maps.
Yeah, he's got a big telescope behind him. I mean, dude is ready for something. We don't know what he's ready for, but he's ready for it. He's a post-apocalyptic elephant prepper, but
and maybe
ready for something.
Maybe the elephant is a good luck charm for Ohio Northern. I mean, you never know. Like,
you never know.
Maybe after showing that, they just go like 12-1 or something and win this map, and they're back in it.
Yeah.
But it's not looking like it right now, as Baker College is already executing on this site.
Brondon with a Bucky did exactly 13 damage to Nami, point blank, and that is unfortunate. That is not very skibbity, but it is very Ohio. There we go, ladder moves, finally misses one. Not that one though, EMP gets shut down. Flames finally removes the operator from the board. 8-1, could turn into 8-2 here. ONU, something different about this round. Flames and company have come out with some serious aggression. They're a different team all of a sudden, but Demon looking to shut it down, but no, Saf with the Guardian picks up one, and the trade clutch comes into play. Look at that, Saf doing the Lord's work. 8-2, ONU is not out of this just yet.
And it looks like the tech pause might have helped them, and they're able to execute that round much better than we saw them previously. Baker College, they had that site perfectly on lock, and Ohio Northern, they finally found a way to take that away from Baker, and it was a very close round. There's only one player left, the Killjoy from Ohio Northern, but they were able to get that round, and that is so crucial for Ohio Northern, because if it goes to 1-9, I don't know if it's winnable, but they might be able to turn the tide with that round. And right as I say that.
Man, right as you say it, 2 down.
3 for 3.
That's so unfortunate. That is not how they want to start the round, but it doesn't mean the round is over quite yet. Flames is going to pick up that first one on the side of Baker. That could be the opening they're looking for. The Sky Flashes, the Sky Heals are off the board, but Flames themselves are going to go down. And all of a sudden, it's a 2 versus 4. Brondon with an Odin and a Dream. Singularity is there to help out. Pick up that Neon. That duelist out of the way. Could be a little bit easier for ONU to do some damage here, but Bomb is ticking away. It's all about timing here. Here comes Singularity. Ladder moves read them like a book, but unfortunately the first shot did not hit. The second one, not going to miss though, and Brondon has no choice but to save this Odin. And just like that, Baker College is going to go ahead and reaffirm their control of Lotus.
And that is exactly how Baker College drew it up. They got the site and they never left it. They did not give Ohio Northern a single chance in that round. And that's exactly how they wanted to play it last round. But Ohio Northern was able to take it back. And they were not able to do the same thing in this round. 2-9 now. I mean, these comebacks are almost unheard of. But who knows? Maybe if Ohio Northern takes one more round and goes into it 3-9,
9-3
maybe
curse?
the 3-9 curse strikes. Who knows?
It's entirely possible, but we do have to mention Ladder Moves is pushing 20 kills with only 4 deaths. I mean, Ladder Moves themselves is a wall right now, and ONU has... Oh my goodness. ONU... I'm so sorry. ONU has to find a way to leap over that wall or crash through it or something, because Ladder Moves at the moment, I think it's a 7-kill difference between top and second frag on Baker. So it's safe to say that if they get that player off the board, they're going to have a little bit better of a chance. But Flames getting super aggressive here, but just like that, as we were saying it, Ladder Moves picks them up. It's just unfortunate entries here from ONU. Almost every round, they're just getting demolished within the first couple seconds, and then there's no one left to fight Baker on site. And Exhibit A, look at this, all that attention faced towards mid and C, and it left A wide open for Baker to go ahead and rotate, get Spike down, and suddenly ONU is a man down on the retake, and this could be it.
All of the Ohio Northern players are teamed up right there on top of each other, basically, and a lot happening. But Baker College coming out on top in that triage of gunfights, and Demon taking out Saf, and they get one more round on top of their already 9, and all they need is 3 more rounds. They are 5xing Ohio Northern's round count, and they're proving that game 1 was just a fluke for Ohio Northern to take 8.
Yeah, and that's very insulting. I mean, Baker College is not messing around here. I mean, we've talked about the numbers, but let's talk about the fact that they play as a team. And ONU we just haven't really seen that. And you do have to take into account that Lotus, again, we're talking about those 3-site maps, Lotus, Haven, those are very attacking sided just because of the numbers. And at the moment, I feel like ONU just was not utilizing their Sentinel to the fullest extent. They weren't playing as a team. They weren't talking as much as they should have been. And I really hope they have learned from those lessons. But it looks like Baker doesn't care about any lessons. They're here to school ONU with whatever they can, and they're getting aggressive off the bat. It doesn't matter if they're defending or not. Flames picks up one. Fate with a trade. The bombardment of death keeps coming, and Baker suddenly in a 1 versus 2. Fate, the only good news is they have full health. Oh, and he read the rotate. He read them like a book.
He might be able to clutch this. It's not out of the equation.
Spike planted.
Both players from Baker College have very low health. Now he's sneaking up, gets 1. Pistol, classic. Is he able to get 2? Singularity playing backside, getting the smoke down, reads the rotate, and he gets the clutch. Ohio Northern is not out of this yet. Fate, what a great play.
That's the wrong team.
Clutch.
My bad.
Baker is up there, 11th point.
I didn't.
It's okay. I've done it like 4 times. I keep thinking that the wrong team is everything's fine. But Fate,
it's because of the rotate.
The side switch. Everything's fine.
Right.
It's everyone's brain breaks on the side on the half switch. But look at this. Fate not only read the rotate, he realized they weren't gonna go for the mid plant. Follows them all the way to A site. Doesn't get there in time for the bomb. But it doesn't matter because the 1v2 came to fruition in Fate's favor, and just like that, we are 2 points away from a 2-0 series in the favor of Baker. And ONU only has 2-3 more chances to really solidify their hold here on Lotus. But if Flames keeps peeking out like that, it's not going to be a good time.
Yeah, and Ohio Northern, I think they're just struggling to get on site right now. Baker College are able to hold these angles very well, but hold up a second. A might be free. Baker College is running, sprinting towards A, trying to get to it before Ohio Northern, but they're not able to, and they are going to be able to plant. But are they going to be able to hold it? They get Demon, but Bond gets Singularity, and Brandon also goes down. Now Baker College with the 3v2. Only Raze is left. and it's looking like it's going to be 12-2 unless something is able to happen, but Emp goes down to Nami, and it is going to be 12-2.
Man. And you gotta wonder, if Flames hadn't
Match
DC'd
point.
twice, would this have been a different outcome?
It's
If it
very
wasn't
possible.
those
It's entirely
issues.
possible.
It is entirely possible. And,
Hold up. There's more than one elephant.
Elephant!
There's more than one.
Another, but I feel like at this point, Flames has been solid the last couple rounds. Been there, been getting kills, been doing what Initiator needs to do. But I feel, you know, I feel like Flames, you know, it's supposed to just be a gamer tag, but I feel like at this point they're kind of describing the state of their PC. Don't really know what's happening. But oh, there we go. Describing the state of their martial skills as well, but it doesn't matter because Demon is living up to the name again. Picks up two, pulls out the Zeus fingers for a third. Check your corners, there we go. Lasers down Saf suddenly. It's Singularity in a 1 versus 4.
I have the spike.
And I think, yeah, it's gonna be a Baker series. It's a Baker series here, unless Singularity can pull something immaculate off. But unfortunately, Demon coming from behind picks up the ace, shuts them down. 13-2 in the favor of Baker is going to spell a 2-0 in the series. Baker will see you in the grand finals, as if that was a question. My goodness gracious, what a what?
I mean, that was just dominance from Baker. They excelled in that second game. And I guess I didn't do Ohio Northern enough justice. They played very well in the first game. I didn't mean to discredit them.
You
with
don't
my
have to make
comment
me
there.
feel better, X-Ray.
No, because you said my comment was insulting. I didn't mean to insult them.
No,
all right?
no, it's not your comment. It's just the fact of what's happening. It's just unfortunate. It's the fact that ONU just could not find their footing. A combined 10 rounds in 2 games is not what you need at this level of play, and they know that. They know they're gonna come back stronger. I know it. ONU is not. They're not giving up. They're gonna come back and even stronger. They will. I know it. They just have to get in a call together and figure out what they're doing wrong. Whether it's on defense, they're not closing the gaps far enough, or on attack, they're not getting aggressive enough, or they're not communicating. There's something going on there that we're unaware of that ONU is going to figure out, and they're going to come back stronger in the next event. I can promise you that. They're going to get more than 10 rounds, all right? Mark my words. They're a good team. They know how to play. They just have to figure out how to play together. On the other hand, Baker knows exactly what they're doing. Baker knows exactly where they belong, and it's right here in the grand finals in just a few moments. But before we send it to a break to head into that, X-Ray, any final thoughts on that performance?
I mean, if I'm Ohio Northern, I'm just proud of myself. They made the semifinals in the first ever Great Lakes Valorant tournament.
It's an accomplishment.
So semifinals, nothing to scoff at. They lost to potentially the best team right now. We'll see in the grand finals if they are the best team. Baker College versus Columbia College Valorant, and we will be seeing that after this short break.